Ya da dum da da dum da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da dum da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Oh. Ya da 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 da.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
It might be cold outside, but it feels very warm in here, both literally and figuratively, as we come together with this beautiful community to celebrate Shabbat. This is our choir Shabbat, when we are so thrilled to have Adam and the choir and their voices gracing our community and sharing songs to uplift our souls. And we're so thrilled that all of you are here. But we do want to remind you that even though the choir is singing and leading us, we're looking for you to join your voices with theirs and to join in. And if that joining in ever inspires you to be interested in sitting over there rather than over here, please come speak to Adam, and he would be delighted to tell you why you should join the choir. This Shabbat, as we come together to be here in prayer, in community, in song, it offers us this opportunity, this moment, to truly focus on what is important. to focus on the bonds that we share with one another, to focus on our shared story, and to focus on the importance of taking a day for rest. In our frenetic world, this idea of Shabbat is revolutionary, and it still has its purpose and the importance for each and every one of us. And so to allow us to truly enter into this space in this moment, I'm going to ask that we all begin by taking a neshima amuka, a deep breath, to let go of the week that has been and of everything that is out there. So let's breathe in together and breathe out. And one more time to enter into the space and the time, breathing in together and breathing out. And so we will begin by turning to the bottom of page 14, where you'll find the words of Or Zarua, and at the very bottom of the page, that final paragraph taken from Psalm 97, one of our Kabbalat Shabbat psalms. We join with our choir.
This is going to be a tune in which I ask you all to join us in building some harmonies together. So please join me. Yeah, let's stand. So the basses go. Biddy bum bum 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 biddy bum. Then the melody. Na-ma-na. Sasha, on behalf of the choir, to light the Shabbat candles for us.
turn now in our Siddurim to page 20 and 21, where we'll find the words of L'chadodi as we prepare to welcome the Shabbat bride into our midst. And we'll sing together the first, second, fifth, eighth, and ninth verses of the song. And when we get to that ninth verse, we will rise into the community in body or in spirit to face the door and welcome the bride. L'chadodi begins on page 20. Shabbat bride, we take a moment to welcome one another. Turn to someone in the sanctuary you don't know. Introduce yourselves, get to know each other's life stories. Shabbat Shalom to those of you watching at home. Maryland, Hawaii, Florida, Carlisle, Boston, London, Dallas, wherever you might be, we are thrilled that you are joining us.
Thank you.
I am sorry to interrupt the conversations as I ask that you please be seated. We turn together to page 26 as we continue now with the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Yamad yivrach yurtei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei techol Beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uv'izman karim ve'imeru.
Amen.
Heshmei Rabbah bevorach, le'olam v'lo le'almayah, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, shemei dekudashah, le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran ve'alma ve'imeru.
Amen. As we turn to page 28, we rise in body or in spirit, facing towards the ark and the east for the words of Baruch Hu. Seated. At the bottom of page 31, we'll read together. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Ahavat Olam is on page 32. turn to page 34 as we continue with the words of the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Ve'avta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'aderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'chayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hoteti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet.
As we turn to page 40, we join in remembering our people's journey across the sea, how we emerged from slavery and entered into freedom, and how that is a journey that is never fully complete, a journey that we are always continuing on, a journey to a better world. And to remind us of that obligation to continue the journey, we join with these words of Micha Mocha.
Mocha,
As has been our tradition since October 7th, we offer a prayer for Israel using the words of the prayer that we find in our own Siddur of Mishkan Tefillah. Avinu Shabashamayim Tzu Yisrael V'Goalo. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. V'nomar, and let us say, Amen. We continue with Hashkivenu, which you'll find on page 42. We rise together now as a community on page 46 as we turn to the Amidah, our standing prayer, and we face towards the ark and the east. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor HaNorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גדולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך על גבורות, ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיי, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעללוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. We continue silently now with our own private Amidah, using the words of our hearts or the words of the Siddur through until page 62. Please be seated at the conclusion of your prayers.
We are now excited to share with you a tune for Yehiyu L'Ratzon, written by our very own Hollis Schachner, who, although she's on sabbatical, we can still celebrate her. We can feel her in the room with this melody.
Fun.
And when Hollis is back from sabbatical, we should encourage her to be singing that song more frequently in our services with such a beautiful tune which the choir lift up so beautifully for all of us. Now, in our services, we turn to page 253 in our Siddurim, in our prayer books. We recognize that while Shabbat is a day of joy and celebration, that there are those amongst us who are suffering, those in need of healing of the mind, body, soul, or spirit. And so we share names on the screen of people that our community are thinking of, but we also invite you who are present to share others' names with us. And so as I look around the room, please do share names of people you are thinking of this Shabbat.
Bernie Picard, Linda Kamensky.
Feingold, Rhoda Stallmore.
Isaac Jacobson.
Lila Bernstein.
We were midway through our trip to Morocco, sitting in a hotel restaurant in the capital of Rabat, having dinner, when I needed the restroom. I know that's not exactly where you expected this sermon to begin, but stick with me. I walked over to the waiter to ask for directions, and he offered to escort me. As we began walking, he asked, "Where is your group from?" "America," I replied. He pressed further. "Where in America?" "Boston," I said, assuming that that would be the end of it. But then he asked, "Are you not from Israel?" I could feel my body tense. How was I going to answer this question? I had been sitting across the table from Mickey, our Israeli tour guide, but did I want to say that? Did I want to put that out there? I doubled down. No, our group is from America. And then something unexpected happened. The waiter began telling me how much he loved Israelim, his words, and about the many times he had engaged with Israel and with her people. He knew that our group was Jewish, and he spoke so warmly, freely, without hesitation. This was not the experience I expected to have in Morocco. It was not the interaction I had prepared myself for before our departure, and honestly, it is not even an interaction I would necessarily anticipate having here in the United States. As I reflect on our time in Morocco, I keep thinking about the ways that the country challenged my expectations, about the beautiful people we met, and the way I left with far more hope and optimism in my soul than I had carried in. I am still processing those 8 days. They were filled with so many sights and sounds, so many moments of wonder, and so many opportunities for connection within our group and with the country we were exploring. I did not know what to expect when traveling to a Muslim country. I did not know what to expect in traveling to Morocco. But from the moment we arrived, the people could not have been more welcoming. Their hospitality was unmistakable. It was clear almost immediately that Moroccans take deep pride in their country, in their work, and in ensuring that guests feel warmly embraced. They want you to feel at home, and we did in so many of the places that we visited. It also became clear that Jews are an important part of Morocco's tourism economy, welcomed without reservation. In city after city, as we explored shops and markets, we found items crafted specifically for Jewish visitors. This embrace begins at the very top with the King of Morocco. I was born in a country with a monarchy. I lived over half my life in England with its royal family, and I can tell you, the way Moroccans speak about their king bears little resemblance to how Brits speak about theirs. The praise and admiration for the king was universal. We did not hear a single critical word. Instead, everyone who mentioned him did so in glowing terms. In every shop and hotel, there was a picture of the king. He was an ever-present on our travels around the country. Everywhere that we went, and it was universally positive. King Charles wishes the people in Britain would speak half as positively about him and his family. According to the US State Department, Morocco is a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary national legislative system under which ultimate authority rests with King Mohammed VI. In other words, while citizens vote in regular elections and there is a functioning government, it is the king who ultimately sets the direction. He has the power to dissolve parliament. He sets the national agenda. Many of us have an instinctive skepticism towards monarchies. We are heirs to a revolution. We are wary of hereditary power, and understandably so. But in Morocco, in a Muslim country that seeks to operate as part of the liberal, and dare I say it, Western world, the monarchy appears to function with broad public support. The people seem proud, the country is stable, and there is a shared sense of building towards a positive future together. From the outside, we might perceive tension between democratic autonomy and royal authority. But inside the country, that tension was absent. The system works, at least in the Moroccan context. And while I'm certainly not advocating for a return to monarchy here, it is worth reflecting on how that system works in a liberal Muslim context. The relationship between Morocco, its Jewish community, and the State of Israel begins with the king. He has publicly committed himself to preserving Jewish heritage sites. He has championed interfaith relations. He has normalized ties with Israel. And the people follow his lead. Our group felt that warm embrace. As we traveled throughout the country, evidence of Morocco's rich Jewish heritage was everywhere. In each of the cities we visited, we encountered sites that testified to how deeply rooted and significant the Jewish community had once been. Synagogues, cemeteries, entire neighborhoods that carried the imprint of Jewish life. Even in the Atlas Mountains, far from the urban centers, there was evidence of Jews who had lived, prayed, built families, and contributed to Moroccan society. Their legacy is still preserved today. Morocco has a profoundly rich Jewish history. At one point, that community numbered close to 240,000 Jews. But we must acknowledge the reality. Today, that community is only a shadow of what it once was. There were periods in Morocco's history when Jews faced persecution and anti-Semitism. That cannot be denied. And yet, the overwhelming arc of the story is more complex and so much more positive. and it is so striking in contrast to many other parts of the Arab world. For centuries, the Jewish community of Morocco flourished, and when the State of Israel was established in 1948, Moroccan Jews did not experience the same widespread expulsions and violent upheavals that Jews faced in some other Arab lands. But there was uncertainty. There was fear about what the future might hold, about whether their place in Moroccan society would remain secure. And at the same time, the young State of Israel was calling to Jews around the world, urging them to come, to build, to participate in the rebirth, promising a new and better future. The Moroccan Jewish community heeded that call, and slowly, steadily, the community dwindled. It is worth remembering that while Moroccan Jews went on to have a profound and transformative impact on Israeli society, culturally, politically, and spiritually, their initial reception in Israel was not always warm or equitable. Many of them had second thoughts about leaving their country behind. And their story, too, in the Israeli context, contains much complexity. Today, it is estimated that approximately 1,300 Jews remain in Morocco. As I reflected with our group, we have more members of Temple Shir Tikva than there are Jews currently living in Morocco. It is hard to comprehend that our community is larger than the entire Jewish population of that country. And yet, the Jews we met, the community we encountered, were deeply proud of their Moroccan Jewish heritage. They are committed to sustaining a Moroccan Jewish future. It is unclear what that future will look like. It is unclear whether it is sustainable in the long term. But those who remain are determined to preserve a Jewish presence in Morocco for as long as they can. And that leads to a larger reflection. Jewish tourism outside the land of Israel is, in many ways, a strange and complicated thing. In so many places we visit, the focus is on what was, on the communities that once thrived, on the people who once filled the streets, on the buildings that once housed vibrant Jewish institutions. We visit synagogues that are no longer active. We walk through neighborhoods where Jews once lived. We stand in cemeteries and tell stories of a past that is no longer present. So often, Jewish tourism is about memory, about preservation, and about absence. And while there can be something depressing about that fact, in Morocco, I never felt depressed. I just felt this sense of so much hope and positivity. Despite the small numbers, I felt the strength of the community. I felt the Jewish imprint on the country, and I felt a pride in Jewish identity that was so uplifting. It is a pride that spreads to Israel, where the Moroccan Jewish community there still speak about being Moroccan, with pictures of the king on walls in Israel, just as they are in Morocco. It is hard to sum up 8 days in a single sermon, and I think you want to get to dinner eventually. So I just want to finally share 3 encounters. We traveled to the Atlas Mountains and visited a Berber village. It felt like stepping back in time. We were welcomed with traditional songs and music, and the pace and texture of village life felt worlds away from the cosmopolitan Marrakesh where we were staying. And yet, despite how much felt foreign and unfamiliar, there was an immediate sense of connection. The children were on school vacation, and they followed us through the village, smiling, waving, offering high fives. We did not share a common language, but we found ways to communicate. We found ways to connect. It was a beautiful reminder of our shared humanity, of the truth that beneath our cultural, religious, and linguistic differences, there is far more that unites us than divides us. It was one of the highlights of the trip. Simple, joyful, deeply uplifting. We met also a young man named Abdul in Rabat. He joined us from the Mimuna Association, an organization founded by Muslim students committed to preserving and reclaiming Morocco's Jewish heritage, celebrating the country's diversity and promoting tolerance and pluralism. Listening to him speak about their work on university campuses across Morocco was profoundly inspiring. He spoke with pride about Jewish history, with conviction about inclusion, with hope about shared society. And I found myself thinking how powerful it would be if there were a parallel organization on American campuses devoted to ensuring that Jews and Judaism feel welcome and included. Who would have imagined that in Morocco we would meet a Muslim student actively promoting Jewish inclusion and speaking so positively about Jewish heritage? And finally, we met with a local imam. He spoke to us about the liberal Islam that is actively promoted in Morocco. In that country, the king serves as the formal religious leader of the Muslim community. Once again, he sets a vision, one that seeks to pursue, promote, and model a moderate Islam that is shared in Morocco and exported to the wider world. But what struck me most was something very practical. About a year ago, a new practice was adopted. Each week, the Friday sermon delivered in mosques across the country is not written independently by local imams. Instead, it is prepared by the Ministry of Islamic Affairs in Rabat and distributed nationwide. The local imam simply reads the sermon that has been sent. What a concept. The equivalent would be the Union for Reform Judaism sending out a weekly sermon that we would simply read here at Temple Shir Tikva. My job would look very different. Now, I am instinctively hesitant about the idea of clergy being told what to say from the pulpit. And yet, as I reflected, I realized that this policy was likely introduced to combat extremism, to ensure that a message of moderation and responsibility is consistently delivered. We know all too well the dangers of extremism and the ways in which religion can be hijacked and weaponized. Once again, Morocco offered a solution that may feel foreign to us, perhaps even uncomfortable, but within its own context, it functions and actually functions really well. If you have the opportunity to visit Morocco, I urge you to go. It is a fascinating, beautiful country, and the people are among the kindest and most welcoming that I have ever met. I could give a whole other sermon about the foods we tasted and the hospitality we experienced. As a country, Morocco challenged my preconceptions, and it broadened my understanding of Islam. And in doing so, it allowed me to imagine a hopeful future. I don't know exactly how we get there or how we can help promote the liberal values of Moroccan society, but having had a taste of it, having experienced it, having shared it with our Temple Shir Tikva community, I'm glad to know that it's out there and hopeful for what it can do for all of us and for our world. Shabbat Shalom. We turn back now to our Siddurim, to page 282. We rise in body or in spirit as we continue with the words of Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liyotzeh reishit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpochot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, לתקן עולם במלכות שדי, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. As we turn back into our community and to page 294 in our Siddurim and our Mourners Kaddish, we never conclude a service without sacred memory, remembering our loved ones who are no longer with us. This Shabbat, we remember the yard sites of Marsha Axelrod, Sylvia Bailey, Sam Belletz, Philip Bernstein, Ida Boverman, Harry Bronstein, Joseph Greenbaum, Esther Green, Max Hans, Francis Jacobson, Robert Jamron, Sherman Joseph Katz, George Katzoff, Max Kimiatic, Ethel Kimiatic, Daniel Klein, Inga Kramer, Sydney Krasnu, Zelda Kudish, Victor Liebnick, Gertrude Mishara, John Newmeyer, Lillian Podolsky, Shirley Radlow, Robert Safran, Lillian Salomon, Benson Sheff, Jules Shapiro, Val Sherman, Sid Sieber, Maxine Shumsky-Sperling, Abraham Swartz, Lottie Swartz, Henrietta Wanger, Molly Wilson, and Irving Zieper. And during the month of Shoshim, we remember our member Jonathan Siegel, the husband of Deanna Michelson, our member Paula Gottlieb, the wife of Kenny Jaffe and mother of Lauren Gottlieb Jaffe, Diane Greenberg, the mother of Cheryl Greenberg, and Edith Steingisser, the mother of Lee Steingisser. If there are other names that you're remembering, if I mispronounced any of the names, please share them now as I look around the sanctuary. For all those we name out loud and for those we name in our hearts, we join together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, B'alma divrach yurtei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, B'galal v'zman kariv v'imru amen, Yehei shmei Rabbah mavarach la'lam u'mei al maya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ah v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'yitada v'yitalei v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlam ha'rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be for a blessing. And together let us say, amen. If you'll please be seated, as we have a couple of volunteers to go around to distribute the grape juice and the wine. First of all, a tremendous thank you to Adam and our choir for the beautiful music, and for Adam stepping into that role of cantorial soloist this evening as well. It is wonderful for you to share your voice as well as your music with this beautiful choir, and the voices and the music, such beautiful choices and wonderful uplifting songs. So thank you to all of you. And in that vein, thank you also to John Legg, who ensured that you were seen and heard. It's a little bit more complicated for him when we have the choir, and he does always a beautiful, beautiful job with all of that. Thanks to all of you for joining us. Just a few announcements about things that are happening at Temple Shir Tikva. Now through March 8th, we continue our hygiene product drive for hope and comfort. There are bins in the lobby collecting toothpaste, toothbrushes, gender-neutral deodorant, and bars of soap. Hope and Comfort's a wonderful, wonderful non-profit started by a Temple Shir Tikva member, and our 4th grade support in packing these care packages in a few weeks. And so through March the 8th, we're collecting. We have a program on Monday, February 23rd, here at TST, accepting feedback as part of the Center for Jewish Positive Psychology, led by Mary Beth. On Tuesday, February 24th, on Zoom, we have TST Reads, where they'll be looking at the book, thank you, Queen Esther by John Irving. And that leads us up to Purim. Purim is coming just around the corner. Sunday, March 1st, we will have our Purim Spiel and Carnival during Hineni. And then on Monday, March 2nd, Haman's Last Call. Join us to learn, connect, and celebrate Purim. This will be an event where we'll hear the Megillah, we'll do a little bit of learning, and then it'll be a few drinks for those who are there to share in. And looking a little further ahead, make sure you register. TST Spring Celebration is coming on March 28th. It promises to be a wonderful gathering for our TST community, celebrating our early learning center, and just having a great evening together. You should have all received an email about it, so make sure you register. We would love to celebrate with you. Of course, there are lots of other events that are taking place. You can find out more on the Temple Shir Tikva website. But for now, we invite you to rise in body or in spirit as we turn to page 4 in our Siddurim, in our prayer books, and join together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, b'avav ratzon inchilanu,
זיכרון למעשה בראשית,
כי הוא יום תפילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים. And so as we take out the challah, we join together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom.
And if you're interested in the choir, come see Adam. Yeah, we've got to.